going on, everybody? It is Frank the Tank, and for this video we're going to be doing something quite crazy. We're going to be looking at the Journey alongside the Fate and Phase 2, so we can see the differences in ball motion, the differences in length, the way they curve, all that stuff. And not only that, we get to see what these bowling balls look like on the fresh and what they look like as the lanes start to dry up and I have to start, moving to the left. So before we get this thing started, I gotta say, thank you so much for 5,000 subs. Holy smokes! Can't believe we've gotten to this point, and the timing of it couldn't have been any better because we are now in December. We are a month away from the end of 2023. Holy crap, man! Like, this year has honestly gone quicker than any of the other years. I don't even remember what I did this year. But yeah, thank you so much for 5,000. I really do appreciate it. And I highly suggest that you grab your drinks and your snacks and all that because you are in for quite a treat on this one. I had to run the marathon to be able to put this video together. I had to play 8 games so that I could be able to get the lane to that I bowled on to dry out, so that I could, because obviously what I really wanted to achieve here was not just to see the differences in ball motion and length and all that, but I wanted to see what these bowling balls could do on the fresh, and then of course on the when the lanes start to dry out. So I knew I was going to have to play quite a lot of games to be able to experience enough of the dry lanes. So yeah, I ran quite the marathon, but you guys are in for a treat because the video of me throwing these bowling balls, it goes on for 5 minutes. So yeah, grab your drinks, grab your snacks, or whatever it is that you gonna get, and yeah, enjoy this 5-minute video of me throwing the Journey, the Fate, and the Phase 2, and then I will see you guys in the end and give you my thoughts. Okay, there you go. 5 minutes of me throwing the Phase 2 Fate and Journey. Wow. I gotta say, these bowling balls are pretty good on the fresh and good for when the lane's dry. However, let's talk about the differences in length and ball motion and all that stuff. So the Phase 2, obviously, early, but I love that it doesn't have like really like insanely strong hook. It's kind of smooth and not like 100% rounded, but you could see it has a little bit of a kick to it. And that ball, I think it's clear after all of this. That's clear evidence that this ball, for being a solid cover ball, is very versatile. It can handle the dry lanes pretty good. Although for me, because of my personal preferences, the ideal thing for me would be to switch to a pearl ball when the lanes dry out. But it's nice to see that I have a ball that I could literally last throughout the entire day with it if I was like taking it to a tournament or something. So that ball got voted the GOAT ball for a reason. And I think this kind of adds to it as to why this ball got voted, by the public as being the GOAT ball, the best ball made by Storm. So, and then of course the Fate. That is working its way up to being my favorite pearl ball. I mean, not nearly like my number one favorite is still the nuclear cell, but this ball, like if you had to ask me what's my favorite pearl symmetrical, it's the Fate. But yeah, this Fate, it's a lot lengthier, very like rounded, which I like, nice and smooth around the corner. And let's just say I have never seen a ball handle dry lanes better than the Fate. It's a shame that there are a lot of people out there that didn't see it this way. And clear proof of that would be that this ball is now discontinued. Because remember, if it sells well, if it does good with the public, then they keep it on the market. But unfortunately, it is gone. It is no longer with us. I kind of knew it had to happen. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen more than one Belmo ball on the active list of bowling balls that the Storm has. And I thought this was honestly going to be the first time that we saw it, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So yeah, for me, this is the perfect ball for when the lanes start to dry out. And luckily, because of the way they laid out the house shot here, it's good on the fresh for me too. But like I said, the ideal thing for me would be to start with a solid cover ball when the lanes are fresh, and then and then as the lanes start to dry up and I have to start moving left, I switch to a pearl ball. And I thank God that I have found a really good symmetrical pearl cover ball that can handle the dry lanes. It's really cool to me, like, because I've used the dark coat quite a lot. I love that ball. I don't have it anymore, but it's nice to see that this Fate, it kind of turns into a dark coat when the lane's dry. And I love that the ball, once it hits that patch of dry, it doesn't necessarily just like grab and totally like hook out of the building. It kind of helps you find those dry spots, and it kind of helps you it kind of tells you like, okay, there's a dry spot here, you need to move left. And I like that it kind of handles those dry spots really well. It doesn't overhook. And then there's the Journey. That ball, I think after what we saw here, it's clear that that ball is good on fresh and good when the lane's dry. But for me personally, I did kind of surprisingly have a hard time with it. On the fresh, I did fine with it, but when the lanes dried up is when I had to when I really started getting concerned, because you could see those last couple shots there towards the end, the ball was really hooking a lot, and I really had to get left. Compared to the Fate, I could stay where I was, and the ball was doing just fine. You could see it wasn't like going like whew. It was like nice and smooth around the corner, whereas this Journey, it just turned with a vengeance. So I think that what I have learned here today is that the Fate is my favorite out of these three. I don't get me wrong, I love the Phaze too, but the Fate on this house shot is perfect. It's perfect on the fresh, perfect for when the lane's dry. I don't get nervous when I have to move to the left and I have to start probably lofting or something like that. This ball is so perfect. And, you know, there's a reason why I take the Phaze 2 and the Fate to league with me or to tournaments with me, because to me, I found my perfect 1-2 punch. I could start with the Phaze 2, and even though it looks like it can handle dry lanes, I would switch to the Fate, and I think I could just, you know, completely slay with these two things throughout the day. So, and then the Journey, I still, even though I have spent a decent amount of time with it, I still, you know, don't know where its place in my arsenal would be, or if it'll even ever find a place at all. But don't get me wrong, the length and the shape it matches up pretty good with me, but I still feel I would have to spend a lot more time with it. And then, of course, the real test would be to take it to league or to take it to a tournament and see how I do with it there. But until then, I have no idea where this ball would have its place, especially because I have the Nuclear Cell, which is my #1 favorite Pearl ball overall. And then we have the Fate, which is my favorite symmetrical now. So yeah, it'll be a while before I figure out where its place is, or if it'll even find a place at all. But anyway, that was the Phaze 2, that was the Fate, that was the Journey, all in one. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found something out of this too. Like, I hope it'll help you decide something for yourselves. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully you got something out of this too. But anyway, I'm Frank the Tank, and the next video will definitely be the rating, where you know, that little series where I did rating all the Belmo balls. So yeah, I think it's time to officially give the Journey its rating after this video. So that'll definitely be the next one. And yeah, so I'm Frank the Tank. I hope you guys enjoyed this comparison video between these three bowling balls, and I will see you guys real soon for the rating of the Journey. Peace.